Hi everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Saturday. It's currently Saturday the 5th of February. Happy birthday to Ian from TXC. Just had to say that because I love him. But yes, anyway, it's the 5th of February. It's currently 10 to 3 and at 3 o'clock I'm going to be starting a 24-hour readathon. Obviously going from 3 o'clock today Saturday until 3 o'clock tomorrow Sunday. I am so excited for this. I was meant to start earlier, but as per usual, if you don't, well, you wouldn't know this about me because I've only had a couple of videos, but I'm a very indecisive person. I'm a Libra. I can't make decisions, and TBRs and things like that are the worst because I never know what the frick I want to read. But I knew I was in the mood for fantasy, so I was trying to find like a shorter fantasy that I knew I could get through, because I am in the middle of a big fantasy which is Malice by John Gwynne, but I didn't want to pick that up because I've still got like 550 pages or something of that, and it's really small text and I'm reading it really slowly and I'm only on page like 50, so I didn't want to read that, but I knew I was in the mood for some adult fantasy, so I've decided to pick up Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell, which is the first book in a 4-book series, I want to say, which is the Greatcoats series. It follows this kingdom where the king is dead and the Greatcoats have been like disbanded, and they are like a faction of the military that sort of like try and hold up the law for the king, obviously, but now that he's dead they have disbanded. But there is a new conspiracy, something has come up, and I think 3 men have to come together to try and get the Greatcoats back in order to solve this conspiracy. And that's all I really know. It's a grimdark fantasy. I've heard that it's meant to have a really good balance between humour and depravity, and I just love a good fantasy like that. It's only about 370 pages and the font is pretty readable. So yes, this is the book I'm going with. Once I finish this, if I finish this, which I hope that I will just see what I'm in the mood for. I do have, as you can see behind me, I've got a lot of adult fantasy options, so I may go for like, I've got like Senlin Ascends, 5th season, Jade City, Jasmine Throne, so loads of options. But going to start Traitor's Blade. Got about 10 minutes until it starts. I have just got myself a drink. I've got a tub of party rings to get me through with snacks. Planning on not sleeping because I had quite a good sleep last night, and I've got some energy drinks because I've been prepared for this. So we'll see if that happens. I'm going to try, but if not, it's okay. But yes, I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let's read for 24 hours. I'm so excited. As I think you can tell, I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast, but I just cannot wait for this. So yes, gonna start Traitor's Blade. So freaking excited. I just can't wait. I hope that you guys enjoy the video. I'll check in once I have made a start with this. Hello everyone. Thought I'd give you a bit of an update. It's been a couple of hours. It's currently 4:05 and I'm on page 134 of Traitor's Blade and I'm really enjoying it. I like the characters. I think the banter is there. The relationships are really fleshed out, and I like that we get sort of like flashbacks as well to when they were younger and how they met, and it's giving us a bit of exposition about their background, which I really like. And yeah, it's just really fun. I would say it's more of a 4-star right now, and I'm finding it. There's a lot of overuse of the word whore, and it's happening a lot, and I'm just like why? But that's really the only thing I'm disliking about it. Everything else, really like the characters, really like the relationships, the story's very interesting, and I'm just excited to see how things will unfold. At the start they were working for this duke, and they are pretty much now like bodyguards, as like everyone in the land sort of hates them, as they were said to not be noble because when the king died they sort of all dispersed and like ran away and were seen as cowards, because the knights usually take everything their king or whoever they've taken an oath to says, but the Greatcoats are more like they want to uphold justice and make sure that the right thing is being upheld. And the king was said to have done like loads of different things that was not very judicial. So yeah, they have been branded sort of cowards, everyone hates them, so they now have to work as sort of just like trying to find a job anywhere, but they're really despised and feared and things like that. And at the start they get framed for the murder of the person that they're working for, so they are now on the run. There are a lot of combat scenes with them being cornered at a lot of moments and having to sort of work their way out of it, but I like those moments because we get to see them working together and how they sort of band together to try and defeat the evils and the things that will get in their way, because obviously they want to bring prosperity back to the Greatcoats and make sure that people know the truth. So now they're working for this woman who we've just found out is the daughter of someone they don't like very much. They are sort of now indebted to her. So yeah, there's just a lot of political aspects going on in this book, and I think that it's really balanced well with the sort of humour in the relationships. That's sort of the short version of the story, and I'm just enjoying it. That is the moral of this really long-winded clip. I am just going to continue reading. I'm hopefully going to finish this, I don't even know, maybe by like 8 o'clock or something. I'm reading about 70 pages an hour, but it is getting close to dinner time, so that may slow down. I've also got some sprints on from like ages ago that is keeping me quite motivated. So yeah, I'm just going to continue reading this book, really enjoying it. I've also bought the next one, so yes, excited to continue. 4 stars, really good. So I'm gonna go read some more. I'll check in once I have maybe gotten like over the halfway point. So yeah, it's all good, having a good time, and I'm just gonna keep reading. Okay everyone, it is now 7:08. I'm on page 247 of Traitor's Blade, and what the hell is happening? There have been a lot of brutal things have just happened in the last like maybe 30 pages, and I am like not okay. It's really freaking disturbing, and like what is going on? I honestly don't know how this is going to end. I've got about 130 pages left, so yeah, hopefully finish this. I wanted to finish it by 8, but I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully by 9 I can finish it, but I'm still really enjoying it. But what the heck is happening? Like, I'm so sad at what's happening and nothing is going right. Everything sucks and I'm just dying. But like, I just hope we get some good, not even revenge, but like the villains get their comeuppance. But like, because it's the first book in the series, I don't know if it will, but we'll just have to read on and see. But I'm really enjoying it. Again, 4-star vibes. I love the characters. I think the dynamics are so interesting, the world is interesting, and yeah, a lot of plot twists, and just yeah, crazy stuff happening. So yeah, definitely if you don't like gore and torture, probably don't read this book. Not that I like torture, but it's gory, so if you can't handle that, I would look up some trigger warnings for this book, because it does have a lot, especially in this second half. It's been pretty brutal. So yeah, I'm just going to keep reading. I'll update probably when I've finished. And yes, I'm enjoying it. I've still got the sprints on, definitely keep me motivated. And yeah, gonna go finish this book and hopefully not cry. But yes, that is what's happening. That's my thoughts and feelings right now. But really enjoying it. Can't wait to get to the rest of the series and just finish this one and see how it ends. But yeah, I'm not okay right now. I don't know what's going on and I'm stressed. Hi guys, it's like 9:20. I've finally finished Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. I'm going to give this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I know I've been saying quite a lot that I was going to give it 4, but the last half, a lot of weird things happened. Also, there was this just like really awkward scene with this female character that wasn't written very well in my opinion, and it just felt really strange, and also it got really cheesy towards the end. So yeah, but there was a few good reveals and I still liked the characters and the banter. Also, like in the middle, all the characters get split up and it was just kind of boring for a little bit. But yeah, it was still a good book. Still excited to read the sequels, and 3.5 is not a bad rating. I still had a good time. I'm excited to see where this goes. The ending was really good, but yeah, just the middle, the pacing was sort of a bit weird, and yeah, the female characters were just not written in the best way, and especially the depiction of sexual assault didn't like. And I hate how male fantasy authors always use rape as like a plot device, and especially don't comment on how it affects the woman. Not my favourite discussion on that, and that is something that really, as I say, irritates me with especially adult high fantasy, and how male authors will treat female characters and will treat sexual assault, as I say, just a plot device to like fuel a man's vengeance. Just really grinds on my nerves. So yeah, it was still good. I still enjoyed it, but those were my gripes with it, and that's why I can't give it more than a 3.5. But I'm hoping that the next books get better, and I have heard that the subsequent books do get better and better. so I'm excited to read on, but for right now that is that one. I'm now not really sure what I want to read next. Because that took me so long, I don't know whether to not pick up a fantasy and try and pick up like a contemporary or something, or like a manga or graphic novel, or just to go on to another fantasy. But I do want to read a book written by a woman next because too many men authors right now. I'm gonna try and find something written by a woman and I'll just see what I'm in the mood for. I might take like a half an hour break, so come back at 10 with a new pick, tell you what it is and read it. But yes, first book of the readathon finished, 370 pages down. I enjoyed it, I'm glad I picked it up. So yeah, that's all for right now. I will check in with my second book pick of this readathon and we'll get started. Okay everyone, so I am deviating off of the fantasy route and I'm going down romance, and I'm going to read Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins, which is a sapphic romance between two girls obviously, and it's set in a Scottish boarding school, and a normal girl goes to this boarding school and then it's enemies to lovers with a Scottish princess. Like, can you get any better than this? No. I know that this isn't going to have like good, I'm always really wary going into books by especially American authors that are set in Scotland, because a lot of the time they really just focus on a lot of stereotypes that are really not true. So I try to just ignore that as best I can, and this is the second in the series, and the first series did have a lot of stereotypes which was just not really cringy, because you just hear those stereotypes all the time. Like, people all wear kilts and we all swear every 2 seconds and we drink iron brew and eat black pudding and haggis. Like, that's not what happens in Scotland, guys. We don't eat haggis for every meal. Men do not wear kilts in the street, okay? So yeah, but I'm excited anyways. Love a good romance. It's only like 270 pages. The writing is massive, so I think this will be a really quick read, something easy, and definitely after Shooter's Blade and how long that's taken me, I think I just need something that will be a sort of palate cleanser, and what better than a sapphic romance, so this is what I'm going to go with. Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm at the exact same angle. It is 20 to 11. I've started obviously Her Royal Highness. I'm on page 110. Really enjoying this. As I thought, it's just like a fun time. Very cliche, has had every stereotype under the sun. As I said, been talks about kilts, brave, a show that is like pretty much Outlander, people being called lad, lassies, you ken, you know the works. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like the enemies to lovers, how they're actually like enemies at the start. They don't like each other, and the princess is like trying to get out of the school because she feels like she's just been like banished and sent away from like all her friends and stuff because of her brother's wedding, who's the brother that was in the first book. But I'm actually going to take a break because my friend has texted me and asked if I wanted to watch an episode of Singles Inferno, which is like this Korean dating show on Netflix. So we're going to watch one episode and I'll just extend the readathon on for however long we're on. I'll probably just extend the readathon anyway tomorrow until like midnight, because why not? And yeah, so yes, really enjoying this. I am reading it really quickly. I love how fast a contemporary goes, like 100 pages an hour, like much better than 50 pages an hour. I feel really productive, and I'm just excited to now watch some drama unfold on the Singles Inferno. And as I say, I'll get back to you once I have started reading again, but hopefully I'll stick to my guns and say to my friend, one episode only, that's all I can do, because I need to read. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, that is the plan. I'll update later once we've finished. Hi everyone, it has been quite a while since I last checked in. It's now 3:05 in the morning, so I was on that call with my friend for a long time. I have been doing some reading, so I have read a little bit with her. So I'm on page 200, so I've got 70 pages left exactly of this book. I'm really enjoying it. It's shaping up to be another like 3-star. Like, it's cute and all, and I like the romance, I like the banter, I like enemies to lovers, I like her 2 characters, but as I said before, it has so many like stereotypical Scottish things in it that just make me like roll my eyes. Like, everyone's wearing kilts, everyone talks in a weird way, like yeah, it's just kind of cringy at times, and I would definitely say like I don't care about the plot, I'm just more invested in the romance. But like it's still good, it's still 3 stars, a good read, but definitely not like a new favourite or anything, but fun, quick, and I like the romance. They're very cute. So yeah, that's this one. But I have just brushed my teeth. I'm going to take my makeup off now, so I apologise for the state. I think you can see some of my skin problems coming through right now anyway, so I apologise in advance for the state of my face. But yeah, I'm going to take my makeup off, and then I'm going to finish the last 70 pages of Her Royal Highness, and then I will pick a new book. I think I'm actually maybe going to pick up a middle grade next. I think I might pick up Pumpkin and Stubbs, the second book, which is like a sort of middle grade murder mystery about these 2 kids, Lil and Ned. Is his name Ned? I think. Lil and Ned. Ned is a ghost. Lil wants to like be an investigator, and they get help from this like investigator guy, police officer man. Yep. And solve mysteries. So I thought that it might be good to keep like switching up the genres so that everything sort of stays fresh and I can keep the stories singular in my mind. So we've had a high adult fantasy, we've had a romance, now we're going to go for middle grade. So I think that that's just what I'm going to keep going with and sort of mix up the genres instead of go for like high fantasy all the time. Like I said at the beginning of this vlog, I think if I did that I would just completely get burned out, and a lot of the fantasies I have are really long or have like really small font that I know will just give me a headache. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Hello, it is 4:21. I've finished Her Royal Highness. Tried to say that like 3 times, couldn't get it out. And I did inevitably give it this 3 stars. As I said before, liked the romance. I thought it was super cute, loved the enemies to lovers, but the Scottish stereotypes were a bit much. Also, I think the third act conflict was just so unnecessary and just relies so much on miscommunication and them just being dumb, but then is wrapped up so quickly. I think this could have been like maybe 50 pages more to really see that angst, because it just felt like they were mad at each other, then they were in love, and it literally felt like in the split second that had happened. But as I said, still 3 stars, still a really enjoyable read. I love sapphic romances. Like, the romance was very, very cute. I did love both of our characters. I thought that they were really good together. So yeah, 3 stars. Definitely would recommend this if you're looking for just like a fun, quick, girl loving girl book. So yeah, really enjoyed this. Now I have moved on to Pumpkin and Stubbs. I'm already 57 pages through, because the writing is massive. There's also some really cool illustrations throughout. I love the map at the start. It's really, really pretty. So yeah, this is a book, as I say, about these two kids, Lil and Ned. Lil wants to be like a detective and Ned is a ghost, and they sort of work together to try and figure some stuff out in this weird creepy town called Pelican City. So this is The Haunting of Pelican City, the second one. And in this one it says, snow is falling and a mysterious spookiness is creeping out the citizens. People are disappearing, frightened quite literally to death. The new mayor has vowed to clean up the town, but it's left to Lil and Nedley, Popkin and Stubbs to trace the source of the hauntings, expose the sinister cover-up. Everyone, it seems, has their secrets. So yes, that's what I'm reading now. I'm still watching sprints from ages ago on YouTube, so I still feel motivated. I'm on my second monster. I'm pretty hyper, as you can tell. And yeah, I think I'm going to be able to do this 4:30. So yeah, if I can just get through this next couple of hours, I think that'll be good. And yeah, I'm just so excited to read some more and hopefully read some good things. So I'm just going to continue with Popkin and Stubbs right now. I will check in once I'm like halfway, but really fun. I think this is going to be super quick, and I really like Lil and Ned. I think they have a really good dynamic, and I like the spookiness. Spooky middle grades are just a really good way to go. They're always so much fun, and yeah, let's have a good old spooky time, and I will check in, as I say, when I'm a bit halfway. Goodbye. So, sorry about the awful lighting. It's about 5:20. I've made a lot of progress. I'm on page 211 of Popkin and Stubbs, The Haunting of Pelican City, and I'm really, really loving this. I think I'm loving it even more than the first one. The first one I gave 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it like didn't keep my attention as much as I thought it would, but this one has been like really engaging from the start. I love Lil, I love Nedley, I love their relationship. I feel really bad for Nedley in this one. A lot of things are happening and like I just want to hug him, but like he's a ghost, so I wouldn't be able to hug him, and like I just feel really sorry for him. And yeah, I just love their relationship. I love the humour in this as well. Like I've laughed out loud a couple of times. It's just so cute, so fun, and I'm really enjoying the story of this one. It's very intriguing and I'm just liking it, and it's so quick and easy to read. So definitely a good pick for a readathon if you're looking for a middle grade series. And this is a trilogy, so we over quite quickly, and they're just so fast and fun, and just have great characters, great banter, and a really intriguing plotline. So yeah, I think I am actually going to take a little bit of a rest for 10 minutes. I'm absolutely freezing and I just need to get under the covers for like 10 minutes till about 5:30, and then I'll start reading again and hopefully finish this within the next hour, or maybe hour and a half, because I think it's about 370 pages. So I've got about 160 pages left. So yeah, probably within the next 2 hours I will hopefully have finished my 3rd book of the readathon. So that is what's happening, that is the plan. But for right now, I'm gonna heat myself up and then we'll finish Popkin and Stubbs. As you can tell by the lighting, it is morning. It's actually 10 to 10. I did have a little bit of a nap from about 6:30 till 8:30, so got like 2 hours, which is good. I feel a bit more refreshed. Also, it has been snowing for the past like 10 minutes. It looks like it's sort of laying, not a lot, and it has stopped now. It was really heavy earlier and I'm like, I bet you the minute I pick up this camera it's going to stop, and it did. But anyway, reading update, just finished Popkin and Stubbs, The Hauntings of Pelican City, 4 out of 5 stars. I really love this. I love Ned, I love Lil, I love their relationship, the friendship. It's so cute. It also has like its creepy moments. I had like creepy dolls in this one. It was just so interesting, fun, quick, and I just loved it. I loved the illustrations throughout as well. It was just so gorgeous and really added to the story, and I'm really excited to get to the last one, which I've heard is meant to be the best one. But I also think it's going to be really emotional because obviously Nedley is a ghost, and a lot of things happen in this one that sort of like would like foreshadow things that are probably going to come in the last book, which I'm scared about, but it was really good. So yeah, that's the 3rd book done. Now I think I'm going to I just dropped that can and got the fruit and leaf. Now I think I'm going to pick up a manga, which is Witch Hat Atelier by Kamomi Shirahama. All I know about this is witches, and the art style looks really cute. Obviously quick, as I say, keeping the format differentiating to keep myself motivated. And yeah, this will be my 4th book of the readathon, so very excited. My sort of like ambitious goal is to get to 7, so we'll see if I can do 7 books because it's still got like 14 hours, so doing well. I'm going to go start this and I'll check in. I'll probably just check in when I've finished it, to be honest, because obviously it's really short and it's a manga. It'll take like an hour or something. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go do. But good morning, let's have a good Sunday. I'm really excited to just read, relax and just have a good time, so I'm going to go do that. Let's read some cute manga. Finished volume 1 of Witch Hat Atelier. It was really good, 4 out of 5 stars. Again, it was fun. It's about a girl called Coco who really wants to be a witch, but in this world like only people like are born with witch powers, and she wasn't. But then she meets this guy, he's in the back, and he pretty much is like fixing up these people's carriage, and she really wants to see the magic that he's doing, and she figures out that you can actually do the magic by like writing down spells. And this brings back a memory from her childhood where she got this spell book from a weird guy at like a county fair or something like that, and so she tries to do all this magic. Then she ends up using a forbidden spell, which means her mother sort of like turns to stone, and then she becomes an apprentice witch for this guy called Quifre, and it's just about her trying to learn magic, learn the secrets of why the witches have told everyone that like it's only people with power that are born with it. And it was just a really fun, cute time. I'm excited for the other volumes. The art style was absolutely gorgeous. It had really funny moments, super quick obviously for a manga, and yeah, it was really fun. So 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good, I enjoyed it. So now I think I'm going to pick up, it's called Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. This is about a woman who turns into a dog. That's all I know. I've heard it's meant to be really funny and sort of dark, and obviously it says graceful, funny and unnerving as hell. One day the mother was a mother, but then one night she was quite suddenly something else. So yeah, I think it has a lot to say about womanhood, motherhood, and yeah, about a woman turning into a literal dog. So yes, I'm gonna read this. It's pretty short and the writing is quite big, so I'm hoping again it won't take too much time. It's like 238 pages, but I said the writing was big, but now looking at it, it's not really that big. So I'm like, do I want to read this? I'm going to get back to you because the writing isn't actually as big as I thought it was, so I might pick up something else. I'm gonna have a look. It's like the time, it's like 10:30, so I'm gonna have a look, see if I can find something a bit shorter or with a bit bigger writing, because it actually has kind of a lot of words per page and I just need something easy right now. So I'll go back to you with my pick, but that was my 4th book of the readathon. Really happy with how it's going, and I'm just gonna continue. Still got like 13.5 hours, so yeah, let's go. Hello everyone, thought I would give another bit of an update. It's now 12 what? It's now 12:10, so got about 12 hours left. We're halfway through. I know obviously I started at 3 yesterday, but because of that call with my friend that lasted a couple hours, I'm extending it. I've already said this. So I've started Akata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. I'm now 121 pages through this, so making good progress, and I'm enjoying this. It's set in Nigeria and it's following our main character Sunny, who is actually albino, and she figures out that she's something called a free agent, which there's like magic in this world, and these people are witches and they're called the leopard people, and it's her along with 2 friends, Orlu and Chi-Chi, and also you're introduced to another sort of person who's living with Orlu, which is Sasha, and he's from America but also has like magic, and he's one of the leopard people. And it's about her. A free agent is that you're not from like the lineage, so magic is sort of passed down through like spirituality through the bloodline, and a free agent is someone who like shows magical abilities but doesn't directly come from someone with magic, whereas like her friends Orlu and Chi-Chi are both, they're both I can't explain books. They're both from like full-blooded families, so both of their parents were like witches or sorcerers, whatever, had magic, whatever you want to call it. So it's about them, and they're trying to figure out who this person is called the Black, what's it called, the Black Hat something. He's like a child murderer, and they're trying to find out who he is, whilst also obviously Sunny trying to come to terms with the fact that she has these abilities now. And it's just really interesting. Obviously I've not given the best synopsis, I'm just really not good at synopsis. Yeah, I'm not the best at telling you what a book's about because I'm just here for vibes, and I'm really liking this so far. It is sort of a middle grade, but it's written like, all of our characters are like 12 to 13, Sunny is 12, and it's like it should be a middle grade, but the writing seems like more YA, so I do keep forgetting that the characters are 12. I keep picturing them like 16, 17, but technically it would be classified as a middle grade, I think. But there has been some like really, not disturbing but distressing scenes so far. As I say, Sunny, the main character, is albino and she gets bullied, especially at the start, and there's a lot of talk about racism as well, especially Sasha talking about being a black man in America and coming from Chicago. He has like talked about his struggles and how there's so many double standards. Obviously I'm liking that it's commenting on race, and I usually love to see this, especially in a fantasy book, because it's something that is just so needed and something that should be talked about in fantasy novels, because it is like, even though fantasy books are obviously meant to be like in worlds where anything is possible, but these real world issues still exist and still should be talked about. And I love, especially coming from an Owen Voices author, is just really good to see. And yeah, as I said, it's set in Nigeria, so it's a really interesting setting, and I'm loving just getting that different culture, and it's just, yeah, it's really good. I'm sorry I've done a really bad job at explaining it, my brain is half dead. I've also come to the executive decision that I'm not going to get dressed today. We're going to stay in pyjamas. You're going to have to deal with my ugly face, I'm sorry, but I want to read. I can't be bothered getting all like the makeup out and stuff like that, so I'm just deciding to stay au naturel, even though pretty disgusting. But I'm going to continue reading and let's see how long this takes me. Hi guys, it is 2:30. I just finished Akata Witch. I'm going to give this 2 stars. Unfortunately it wasn't for me, the pacing was so off. I enjoyed the start, but from the halfway point to the end I think I skimmed a lot of it. I didn't care. It just felt really, really strange. Like, there was one scene, like, action was happening, this guy like dies in front of Sunny, she's pure like crying and shit, and then the next scene is like a football scene and it's not mentioned again like in the whole book. And then the conflict doesn't actually start until like the 80% mark, and it was just, the like conclusion was over way too quickly. Like, there was no answers. I just didn't feel particularly connected to any of the characters. Like, I really just didn't care by the end of this book. So yeah, unfortunately 2 stars. So unfortunately this readathon hasn't had any 5 stars yet. They've all been between the realm of 3 to 4. So kind of annoying, but it is what it is, I suppose. But as you can tell, I'm so tired, so I'm gonna go for a nap right now for maybe an hour till about 3:30, 4, and then I'll pick up another book after that. But I'm just like falling asleep, and my cat is also here enjoying loving life. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a nap for now. I will check in when I am awoken, arisen, and oh, it's gonna bite me now, and I'll pick my next book, which will be my 6th book of readathon, which is amazing. But for right now, good night. I am going to sleep because I'm so tired. So okay, 5 books read, really happy. But for right now, I'm gonna go get some sleep, then I'll check in with my next read in an hour. It has been a while. It's 20 to 7. I have had a nap. I have finished another book. I finished Given Volume 1 by Natsuki Kizu. Love this so much. 5 out of 5 stars. My first 5-star of the readathon. It was so good. I love the relationships. I love the dynamics. This is just everything. Right, it's about this boy called Inayama and this other boy called Matthew, and they meet on the stairs, and Matthew has this guitar and the strings are broken, so Inayama helps him like fix this guitar, then shows him this band, and it's gay, it is everything, it deals with so many like serious topics whilst also being fluffy as anything, and I just love it so much. It's so good. 5 out of 5 stars. Cannot wait to continue. It was absolutely everything. Then I also, I just saw in the last clip, I had some sushi for dinner, which was really, really good. I've also got some left over for tomorrow for lunch at work, which I'm really excited about. So now I'm going to start my last book. I have picked quite a chunker, so I don't know if I'll get this finished, but it is a romance. It is Tris 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas. This is a bully romance between 2 girls, and I'm so excited to read it. I read Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas last year. It was like November, December, and I loved it so much more than I thought I would. And it's one of those books I've not been able to like stop thinking about before, like when I've sat it down. So I'm so excited to read this. It's about Clay and Olivia who bully each other, hate each other, but secretly love each other. And I'm so freaking excited. I don't know if I'll get this finished, but also I think it will be a quick read, so you never know. I've still got about 5 hours left, so we'll see how far I can get, but it is like 600 pages. But also it has a playlist at the front, which like is one of my favourite things people, authors would do for books. It's just like the ambience is there so much. I love it. So that is going to be my last read of this readathon. That will be my 7th book. So happy I managed to get to 7. Hopefully I can finish this. I'm going to try my hardest, but as I say, I'll keep you guys updated. And yeah, let's end the night in a high. Hopefully I like this. I have heard that this one is even more intense than Punk 57, especially with like the bullying. But I've just like became one of those people with romance books, just like not taking it too seriously, just enjoying the vibes. So yeah, very excited to read this. So I'm gonna go, stop blabbing, start this, and I will update with thoughts and feelings once I am a little way through it. So yeah, last book of the night, let's go, let's end it on a high. Hi everyone, so it's actually the next day. I know you probably can't tell because I've got the exact same pyjamas on, but my time of the month started last night into this morning, so it was not very good. I finished reading at about 11 and I went on a call with my friend again, and up until then we just like chatted, and honestly I was just falling asleep. So I thought I would just give you a quick rundown of all the books that I managed to finish. Oops. And just give you like a final page count and then just log off of this video. So let's just talk about all the books I read, the ratings I gave them, and how many pages they were to get a final page count. And yeah, just let's go. So obviously the first book that I read was Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. Gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed the story. I liked the relationships, I liked the banter, I liked the humour mixed with the really dark, but didn't like the portrayal of women. Hated the use of the word whore, just constantly being used. Really two-dimensional female characters, but I think they have potential, so that's why I'm definitely going to continue with this series. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars, and this was 370 pages. And the next book that I read was Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. This was a 3 out of 5 stars. This is a sapphic romance between an American girl who moves into this Scottish boarding school and falls in love with the Princess of Scotland, Flora. And it's an enemies to lovers. It was really cute. It had, again, good banter. I really enjoyed the characters. I thought that the enemies to lovers was done really well, but the Scottish stereotypes were a bit much and I knew they were coming. I rolled my eyes every single time, and this one and the first one are both just sort of like solid fun reads, but I wouldn't say they're anything like groundbreaking or spectacular. And yeah, this was fun. It was 274 pages. Then after that I read Popkin and Stubbs Anyway by Sophie Green, and this is the second one, The Haunting of Pelion City. Gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. It's a middle grade about our main character Lil, who wants to be a sort of like detective journalist, and we've got Nedley, who is a ghost, and they team up together to try and solve some mysteries in the town they live in, which is pretty spooky. And this one, it was even better than the first one in my opinion. The first one I gave 3 stars, this one gave 4. I just thought that it really amped up the atmosphere, the relationships were developed. I just enjoy Lil and Ned so much, they're so freaking cute, and I'm really excited to read the third one, which I have heard is the best in the series. So yes, cannot wait, and this was just, it was so cute, and it was 371 pages. I have Witch Atelier. Gave this 4 out of 5 stars as well. Thought that this was really fun. I loved the art style. The story was very like Studio Ghibli, sort of like Hogwarts-ish vibes to it. And this was 204 pages. Next, I read A Cat a Witch by Nnedi Okorafor, which I ended up giving 2 out of 5 stars. This book was a really big disappointment for me. It started off really well, but I think it just lost some of the pacing throughout it. It had like these big intense moments, then 2 seconds later would completely forget them and be more light-hearted and like playing football even though someone's literally just like died in front of the main characters. It seemed a bit strange. Also, I didn't really connect to many of our main characters in this book. Also, the conflict doesn't actually begin until like the last 70% of the book, and then it just seemed to wrap up way too quickly. They defeated this huge like child murderer that had been killing like 7-year-old boys for so long, and they just seemed to like solve it like this, One minute it felt like there was no hope, and the next minute they just defeated them and then went home. Like, the pacing was just off for me, and even though the world was really intriguing, I liked that this is set in Nigeria. It gave a good culture. Our main character, it's got a lot of diversity in it. Our main character is an albino, and I really enjoyed the culture of it. I just thought the story needed more work and the pacing was a bit all over the place. So yeah, unfortunately 2 stars, and this one was 349 pages. After that I read Given Volume 1 by Natsuki Kizu. This was so good, 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it so much. It was amazing. I just love this series so freaking much. It's about these boys in a band, and it has a lot of serious topics so discussed in it. So if you were going to pick this one up, I definitely would suggest looking at the trigger warnings, because there is a lot of heavy subject matters discussed. But I just love the relationships. I love the main characters so much. They have such a special place in my heart. It made me want to rewatch the anime. It was so good, 5 out of 5 stars. And this was 181 pages. And then I did start Tristic Venom by Penelope Douglas. I got 105 pages into this. This is a sapphic enemies to lovers bully romance, and it is pretty high in the bullying. I would say more than Punk 57, which is Penelope Douglas's other book, but I'm really enjoying it. It's about Clay and Olivia who hate each other. It has a lot of internalized biphobia though. Clay thinks she's bisexual but doesn't really want to come to terms with it, and because she's attracted to Olivia, she treats her horribly because like she doesn't want it to be true. And Olivia, both of her parents sadly have passed away. She lives with her 5 brothers, and everyone, she does get bullied a lot by not only Clay but by a lot of the girls at her school, just because of her like family situation and the way and ideas that she has. And yeah, it's really good so far. I'm enjoying it. Got through 105 pages of that, and I'm hoping to finish this week. So yes, all in all, I read 1,854 pages, which I'm actually really happy with, and that was over 7 books. So yeah, these are all the books I managed to read. Obviously not in full because I didn't get to Tristic Venom all of it, but I'm actually really proud of myself that I did this. I know it was kind of more of like a 32-hour readathon, and I had some naps sprinkled in there, so probably not like the best. I'm hoping to do like a solid 24 hours one day, hopefully. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, I think I've said it a million times, doubt it, I feel like this video is so boring. I'm sorry. I will try and get better at vlogging, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Also, really sorry about my face, obviously time of the month. Don't know if that's too much info, but that's why my face is an absolute mess. And I probably wasn't feeling the best over the past few days, and that's why. So I apologise if this video was really bad, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean the absolute world to me. So yes, that is it for today guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more from me, you can hit the subscribe button down below. And that is really it. I'm Sarah, happy reading, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!